Okay, so right, just trying to check if everything works perfectly before we start our live. Uh, okay, I think we are good to go. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live video. If you are watching the recording, thank you for spending time with me as we go through this all important topic that I'm passionate about, business development. And today, the topic that I want us to consider is why business development is everyone's job. Why business development is everyone's job. Just want to check if LinkedIn Live is working as expected. Okay. I hope my audio doesn't give me issues because it keeps connecting and disconnecting. But all right, so let's start. Why business development is everyone's job. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone in the workplace. Okay. So the core idea here that I want to present in this live video is business development is a team sport. Okay. Business development is a team sport. I don't need to go into the definition of business development. The name speaks for itself, business and development. So any activity in business that grows the business, that develops the business, is business development. So easy to understand. And normally we have people known as a business development managers. And sometimes companies think, or people in the company think that it is a job of the business development manager to grow a business. And for the rest of us, we just do whatever we think we should do. Okay. And sometimes it's easy to think that business development is equal to sales or partnership. But the truth is, every interaction in your role can open doors. Okay. I read one article and it puts it this way: everyone in the firm, regardless of title, should be involved in identifying opportunities. Mary Kay Ash, very popular entrepreneur, said nothing happens until someone sells something. Now, her statement may seem to be more of a salesy statement. You might think that she's talking about the fact that if you don't sell, then the business doesn't grow, which may be the case, but you could also think of it in the sense that, without business development, nothing moves forward. Okay, so in this current business climate that we find ourselves in 2025 and beyond, silos, okay, people or departments in silos, they do not work anymore. Growth is a shared responsibility. So whether you are in engineering, support, or operations, you can influence customer satisfaction and innovation. Okay. So don't think that you have to work in silos or you have to be in your own department and you don't need to collaborate with anyone for you to be able to perform. You need that collaboration. It doesn't matter the department that you are in. So let us look at company culture. Let's look inward. The best companies intentionally they tear down the silos. Why? Because mixing perspectives leads to better ideas. Forbes, we all know the company called Forbes, the media company. They believe that diverse teams deliver dramatically better results. When engineers, marketers, and analysts problem solve together, they think outside their own box. Many organizations now promote internal innovation programs. Think of Google's famous 20% time, which led to products like AdSense. Okay. Similarly, 3M's culture of letting employees experiment gave us the post it note. The data shows this is becoming standard. 83% of digitally maturing companies use cross functional teams as a norm. Leaders need to send the message that every employee should act like an owner and do not stay in their own lane, like we say, but ask how their insight can spark growth or improvement. When your workplace culture empowers everyone to contribute ideas and collaborate beyond their job titles, internal innovation skyrocket, right? It skyrockets, and so does morale of the company. Customer journey. Externally, reaching out to customers and partners. A key principle everyone in the organization should be customer centric. Amazon is a great example. Jeff Bezos has even said everyone has to be able to work in a call center. And he actually mandated managers to spend time on customer service calls. Very interesting. It's a very powerful message that understanding customers isn't just for frontline staff, it's everyone's responsibility. When a support agent logs an unusual customer request or an engineer reads forum feedback, those insights can drive new products or features. Partnership to unborn only in boardrooms. Often employees notice synergies on the ground. So, for instance, if an engineer realizes a company's software could integrate with a tool that clients use, that could spark a partnership discussion. Okay. And sometimes simply being aware of the company goals turns chance meetings into opportunities. For example, a construction superintendent chatting at a charity golf tournament and realizing he was talking to a potential client, asked the right questions and relayed valuable information to the business development team. This is an example that I took from an article that I read. The lesson here is that keep your radar on. Whether you build, fix, or analyze, you can gather intelligence and build relationships that fuel growth. Right, let's look at the next slide. So, we are going to see business development in action by reviewing some case studies. So, the very first case study we want to review is Zappos. Zappos, very classic case, an online retailer that made customer service its brand. Okay. Their customer support team isn't constrained by scripts. They are allowed to go all the way to impress the customer. They are empowered to do whatever it takes to delight customers. Have you ever heard a story of a Zappos rep who spent 10 hours on a call with a customer? That's real commitment to deliver wow through service. Zappos pioneered practices now standard in e-commerce. Free return shipping, 365-day returns, 24/7 service. And there were not just marketing tactics, but they were genuine customer first values. 365-day returns. Wow. This is really an embodiment of customer service. It is not just the support department. Every Zappos employee embodies these core values daily. And they created a culture where going the extra mile is the norm. What was the payoff of the trust customer loyalty? Fanatical word of mouth promotion, and ultimately Amazon bought Zappos for around 1.2 billion USD. This case shows how a support team's ethos can become a huge growth engine. When you wow customers at every touch, they come back and they bring their friends. Amazon. Our next case is about the company Amazon, and it really underscores cross functional innovation. Amazon Prime. Many of us are members of Amazon Prime. Do you know that Amazon Prime actually began as an idea from a software engineer, not a marketing VP? Back in the mid 2000s, Amazon had Super Saver, that is free shipping, slow with a minimum purchase. Then Charlie Ward, a principal engineer, found it cumbersome and casually suggested, what if customers pay once a year for unlimited free fast shipping? It was a bold idea outside his direct responsibility, but Amazon's culture listened. Jeff Bezos challenged teams to make shipping faster, and this idea gained traction. And they formed a special project team, Project Futurama, and they grabbed talent from across the company to make it happen. It was truly cross-functional, pulling engineers, ops, managers, people from all departments you can think of in Amazon. And they didn't mind stealing time from other projects to meet a crazy deadline. The operations folks worked magic to streamline fulfillment and cut costs so Prime could be sustainable. What was the result? Prime launched, customers loved it, and it locked in loyalty. Prime members started ordering a lot more of everything. Fast forward now, Prime is central to Amazon's ecosystem. So they have stuff like Prime Day sales, and in 2003, Prime Day sales hit over 14 billion USD. Now, this story shows how an employee's idea, that is, somebody in an engineering role, combined with cross company collaboration, created a huge growth driver. So it really encourages all of us to speak up with ideas. You never know which one could be the next big hit. Then our third case is Apple's iPhone, a product that literally changed how we live, and a triumph of cross functional innovation. Apple put together a secret team, codenamed Project Purple, that brought hardware engineers, software engineers, and designers together from day one to invent the iPhone. Now, this was different from the typical siloed approach. They collaborated in real time. They solved problems across disciplines. They were not siloed. collaboration in real time. Okay. They regularly present their work to Steve Jobs and other execs for feedback. One anecdote I love is as they geared up for launching, this project, it wasn't a marketer, but an Apple engineer who led the marketing strategy. He even became the face of the first how-to video for the iPhone. That kind of role blending was unheard of, but it worked because everyone on that team was invested in the product success, not just their piece of it. Sure, there were bumps. Cross functional teamwork can be messy, but the outcome speaks for itself. The iPhone success has been, astronomical. Even today, it's over half of Apple's revenue. The key lesson here is when you unite different talents under one mission and empower people to go beyond their titles, you get innovation that outsizes anything a siloed team could achieve. It's a model we can apply even in smaller projects. Get the diverse spe- perspectives in the room and watch the magic happen. To conclude, remember this: the most resilient, innovative businesses make growth everyone's job. We've seen how a support rep's dedication can fuel loyalty, an engineer's idea can redefine strategy, or a cross functional team can build an iconic product. In 2005 and beyond, this holistic approach isn't just nice to have, it's necessary in a fast changing world. My challenge to you, as soon as tomorrow, look for one opportunity where you can influence growth from your seat. Maybe it's reaching out to a sales colleague to share a customer insight you noticed, or proposing a small experiment to test a new idea. Leadership will welcome it when it is framed constructively. Lastly, I encourage you to keep learning and networking. Okay, so feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or anywhere you are watching, on YouTube, on X, on Twitch, anywhere you are watching this streaming. Feel free to connect with me and let's learn more about each other's experiences. Thanks for watching. And yes, I will definitely see you in the next video.